Looking back, this is probably the most nerdy thing I've ever done. Huh.
Hey guys, it's, what time is it? Summertime actually, technically speaking. 6:47, cool things happened over this weekend. Let me turn on the lights. Uno, dos, tres. Oh, there we go. Daniel Chong, the creator of We Bare Bears, came to my school, so I got this baseball autographed. Yeah, it might be a bit reversed, and I also got, two drawings, two caricatures of, Panda and Grizz. So that was pretty dope. I literally, story is, I was on Snapchat and my friend, he's a art major, which is pretty much an art major. He posted pictures about his own autographs, and I'm just like, oh, where did you go? I thought maybe he was in San Francisco. No, and he told me, no, he's here in Monterey. And I'm just like, wow, really? So then I grabbed my skateboard, and sorry, I just wanted to check if anyone's out there. Got my skateboard, and just hauled ass to where he was, and I got a baseball signed and two little drawings. So that's pretty cool. The week's dying down. I have a floor meeting in 15 minutes discussing about the end. I'm finishing my freshman year in about 19 days, so I'm pretty excited. So I gotta get ready for that. I'll catch everyone later. Peace.
Okay, so this is my Thursday vlog, and what is this, week 4 or 5? And I'm still not quite sure what a vlog is. This week I think I'm just going to talk about some stuff that I know. And I don't really know very much stuff, if I'm being honest. But one thing I think I do know, that I think I might know, is music. So I'm going to talk about comic books, because I also know comic books. And if you've seen the other vlog, I play music a lot. And I don't really want to do another music guitar type of thing right now. But I'm wearing this, my Maniacs / Beatles serial killer shirt thing that looks like the Beatles, but it's actually serial killers from movies. My favorite's Michael Myers. See, look at this cool mask my friend gave me. Hold on, I don't think you can hear me. I said, look at this cool mask my friend gave me. Spooky. Back to the main point, which is comic books, which is something I thought I might know a lot about. So, I will talk with you, the viewer, about comic books, and I'll do a top 5, that's right, I count 5, list of comic books that I think would be a good place to begin for people who don't know as much about comics as I do right now. Okay, so if you're new to comics and you want to be reading comics, number 1 on my list, is this. Maybe I should have effects. So, number 1 on my list is this. Batman Year One. This is a very good book. It's very basic for people who definitely doesn't have a lot that needs pre-reading. It's a good place to start. It's about Batman's first year in Gotham. If you like Batman Begins or some of those kind of movies, you know, the kind of darker, grittier ones, I would definitely recommend this one. There's like no supervillains. There's no Batmobile. Very basic. Just basically it's a guy in a costume fighting crime. Pretty cool. What if I try doing that one thing YouTubers do? Like this. All right, number 2. Might be a little bit surprising because this is a very new comic. It's a good comic, I think. I like it, but it's not one of the greatest comics of all time, which I think is why I'm choosing it. Possibly, probably, most likely, probably not. A little bit. And it is this comic right here. Nova Origin. And this is an interesting pick if you know comic books because of the fact that this is not Batman, or it is not Superman, or Joker, or, Spider-Man, or Captain America. No, this is Nova. If you know comic books, this is even a more interesting pick because this is not the Richard Rider Nova, which is kind of weird that they made his last name Ryder if they had his first name be Richard, and a short and abbreviated way to say Richard is anyways. But yes, no, this is not Dick Ryder. I mean Richard Ryder. No, this is a new version of the Nova hero, and once again, it's a little bit weird if you know comic books, but Nova is actually kind of rip-off of Green Lantern. So I picked an unpopular Green Lantern rip-off who's not even the popular incarnation of that character. So you might ask why I did that. And the reason why I did that is because I just think that this is a really neat comic book that most people won't, or at least you wouldn't find on most websites. Because I did put in Batman Year One, which is a very good, gritty comic book, and I could also put in Killing Joke or Dark Knight Returns or something that anyone would put in, because I just want to do something a little bit different. If you Google good place to start comic book, just write best Batman comics or just anything like that. That's what's going to usually come up, and for a good reason. They came out like 25 years ago or almost 30 years ago. Good God! But I decided I would give a variety. And this is a very good place to start a Marvel comic, kind of, also. Because it kind of helps introduce you to kind of a brand new world of the cosmic universe. And it's a hero whose story you haven't really seen that much. And it's just a very basic kind of story, but it's kind of really well done. I like the art and the storytelling of it. It's a charming book, I'll say. Yeah, it's kind of just nice. In some moments it does have a lot of heart to it. It's just, I like it. It doesn't take much knowledge of comic books to get before that. It's very easy to see how this could be a movie. Third choice, and this is a bit more different, but still just good by the same writer as Batman Year One. It is Daredevil, the man without fear. See the reflection in that. Without fear. This is a little bit of a lesser known hero. His name is Daredevil. He's a very popular hero now, at least because of the Netflix show. And this comic book is actually one of the comic books that helped inspire season 1, at least of Daredevil. It's a little bit more on the cheesy kind of 1970s, 80s kind of kung fu side of things. Like the Batman Year One is very kind of like a cop kind of drama type of thing. It's kind of serious and stuff like that. That one has a lot more kind of yeah, kind of just cheesy moments. I don't want to spoil anything, like just how he gets his name, Daredevil, and stuff like that. It's kind of a little bit more fun, but still pretty dark and gritty and stuff like that. Not nearly as realistic, I'll say, as Year One and stuff. Number 4. My number 4 pick is X-Men, or All New X-Men, Volume 1. Yesterday's X-Men. This one's a very interesting one. It should only be read if you know about the X-Men already. If you watch the movies and you basically know the gist of the characters then it'll be a good read for you, and you haven't had a good place to get into the X-Men. Because the X-Men are a very interesting comic book series, because they started out in the 1960s and then they just kind of kept going. Other comic books like Batman, they started in 1940, then in the 80s. With Batman Year One, actually, they kind of restarted their continuity, and they kind of had jumping on points here and there. Old reader could go to a new reader and say, hey, this is a good place to jump on. But X-Men kind of just started in 1963, I think it was, and they just kind of kept going. And there's places you could jump onto, but even then, they're still referencing old storylines. It's the blessing and the curse of comic books, is that they reference older material, which is cool when you know it and you're like, oh snap, they're referencing, that's really cool. But it's also really bad for new readers, because they're going to be like, I don't get it. If you've watched the X-Men movies, at least if you know a basic amount of X-Men history, which you could just do on Wikipedia, I think this one is a very good comic book. With any comic book, things change. Characters die off sometimes, sometimes characters turn evil, so on and so forth, which is why it's hard to jump onto comic books sometimes. But this one's really cool because it takes the original 1960s X-Men ones, so it's very clear, this guy's a good guy, this one's a bad guy, just like the movies, so Magneto's the bad guy, Xavier's the good guy, and then they bring him to the present day when everything kind of switched around. And one of the things that got switched around was that Cyclops became a bad guy. He's teamed with Magneto, he's a bad guy, and just a bunch of different stuff got switched around. So if you know the basic history of the X-Men, then you can kind of read on from their perspective, because then the modern day X-Men explain to them kind of what's happening. Number 5 is one that I actually gave away to a friend, so I don't have it with me right now, but I'll put up hopefully a graphic here. You better do it. This one is a more modern one. The X-Men one, very comic booky, which is cool, so it's a lot less gritty, which goes into this one. This one is a very comic booky type of comic book. It's really cool, it's really modern, and I think it's very relevant to right now with all the comic book movies coming out and stuff like that, especially DC's comic book universe starting. So I think if you haven't read this, it'd be good. And it's Justice League War. No, wait, that was the animated movie. Justice League Origin. That's what it was called. And oh god, if you've seen the animated movie, you should just read the book. It's a cliche, but the book is so much better. And yeah, the book is just, I mean, once you watch the movie, it's kind of a little bit of a bummer because the book is basically the same, except when you read it and you see the pictures and stuff, it's better because, at least to me, it was better because you could kind of imagine it in your head a little bit more. So you're like, oh wow, look at this, art's pretty, oh, they're talking and stuff like that. But when you're watching it, the animated movie, the majority of the book is fighting, I have to say. But at least in the comic book, when they're fighting, there's dialogue and stuff like that, and they kind of brush through it and stuff like that within like a page. But then when it translates to the animated movie, a page is, like I don't know, like 5 minutes of action. And it's kind of just, it's not as fun. So I'd definitely say read the comic. It's a lot more linear. The art's far better. No offense to anyone, but Jim Lee's a really good artist, at least I think. So yeah, it's a very good comic to get onto. It introduces the character Cyborg pretty well, and introduces other characters without you having to know them, because this is the first time the Justice League met. It's a little bit like the Avengers, but I don't mind. And it's a pretty cool comic. Justice League Origins Volume 1 is a good one to pick up. Oh, I just ripped my pants. It's a very good one to pick up because it's more current, although I think DC's rebooting their universe again. But that shouldn't be a problem because it's a good read, and you can kind of just after that, just look at a comic book store, go to a comic book store, look for Volume 2. That's what the volumes are for. They were kind of just like the things like, chronological order. Volumes are kind of like seasons and little issues. Oh, this is just a little lesson for comic book noob people. The difference between, say, these, where they're kind of like paper, they're called paperbacks, I think. Paper trade? I don't know. I guess I don't know as much about comics as I thought. And these, where they're like this, graphic novel type of collected editions, these ones are basically just like episodes of a TV show, if you will. Like they come out in these and then people buy them, read them. See, this one says 14 on it. Next month comes out, it's 15, surprise, surprise. Issue 16 after that next month. And it's basically like episodes of a TV show, except these come out monthly. After the whole story is done, then after all that is done, then about maybe a month or two later, they release these, which would be like considered a box set, kind of like where it's all collected together, all the episodes in one little thing, And sometimes they're considerate enough to actually put a little number, see Volume 1. Then which one to get after that, which is Volume 2, and then Volume 3, and then 4 and 5, and so on and so forth. You can look it up by hitting Batman chronology or chronological order, reading order. That's all. Batman reading order, and then you can find some websites that'll give you the right order for which you should read the comic books. And you can do it with any superhero really, like Thor reading order, Captain America reading order, and then they'll just give you some of the time it'll give you a good intro, and so on and so forth, way to read it. And that's my top 5 for this week. Maybe I'll do one next week. Maybe it'll be about music. Maybe it'll be about movies. Maybe it'll be about wrestling. Or maybe it'll be about Days of Our Lives. Joey and Jade are really starting to heat up together, and maybe you might even move out. Ooh, who knows? Who knows what this next thing will be about? My next top 5. Maybe I'll do top 7. I like 7. 7's a good number. Or 4. 7 and 4.
Hi. It was fun. It's over now. It's the weekend. I'm starting a new week now. Made a short film. It's gonna go on the web, maybe, eventually. Midterms. Yeah, that's it. Hi everyone. I am here doing stuff. Place. Yeah. And fun. Oh, yeah. So, woke up thinking that it was Thursday, but it was actually Friday, which was nice because I got to go to Friday one day early, but also wasn't nice because I had to like prepare for Friday classes instead of Thursday classes, which was difficult on short notice. Other than that, nice weather. Things are looking up. And I'm still tired.